Roswell Royce Laurie, and welcome to Cool Folks Who Love to Bachata. Yeah. Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to Cool Folks Who Love to Bachata, live with members from all around the world. Yes, a big thank you goes out to Facebook and social media for having me continue to do this. This is season number 3. Yes, I started this interview stuff at the beginning of this year, was a little hesitant not to do it because I mean, who would think dancers would actually go live with me and talk about what they do when they're not dancing? So Facebook said it ain't gonna work. Social media said, Roswell, forget it. Just continue doing what you're doing. I said, no, I'm gonna do something unique, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm having the world's greatest dancers go live with me to talk about their events, and not only their events, their career journeys, their goals in life. What do they do when they're not dancing? What are they passionate about? What advice can they give to kids who want to become professional dancers? What suggestions do they have to fellow organizers? And more and more and more. I created this platform for them to use to the best of their abilities so you guys can get to know them as well. You know, I always say it's one thing to look at a flyer, you know an event is happening, you know who the organizer is, but that's all. You don't really know more about this, what's going on. So this is the opportunity for you guys to really get to know these wonderful people. October is dedicated to, my God, I can't believe this. It's kind of funny. Labor Day weekend, I made an announcement, right? I arbitrarily picked people who I would love to interview this fall. For some odd reason, all the guys, they're like, September, Roswell. October is like, the women are like, we need more time. We need more time. Okay, October's for the women. Did you know? It's like, you got Helen, you got Fanny, you got Sarah, and tonight, two of the most gorgeous women ever, 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 Janet and Kimberly. They are in Florida, and they are so nice enough to take time off from their busy schedule to talk with me. So I am blessed. I am super blessed. Quick announcement before I bring them on. I am still here in New Jersey, practically New York City. So I've been here this entire summer. It's good to be back. I had the opportunity to see my family, to actually attend dance events in the Northeast, and I'm very proud of the dance community here in New York and New Jersey and Boston and Philly. You guys are doing a fabulous job. Keep it up, organizers. Great, great, great job. Okay. I am planning to go back down south for the winter. Coming back to Georgia, and I'm going to come hang out also with my friends in Florida. Come say hello to everyone. So I look forward to seeing cool folks who love the bachata in the south very, very soon. Okay. But for now, no more talking. Okay. So I'm going to bring out the gorgeous Janet and the gorgeous Kimberly right now. Okay. Ah, hello.
Hi. Hi,
Hola.
Roswell.
How are you? It's good to see both of you. When's the last time we met? Oh, wait a minute. When I was in Miami or Hollywood, I think right before summer, I came down to say a quick hello to you guys. What's that place? I was on a rooftop somewhere, and I just popped up from nowhere. It's that beautiful, beautiful rooftop. Remember,
Yeah,
was it in
Roswell
May or
Sunset
more? I
Rooftop
forgot.
party that we have once a month. And actually, the next one is this Sunday from 3 to 8 p.m. at the Costa Resort in Hollywood Beach.
Amazing, amazing. And all of you guys that are in that area or who are not in that area, please, you know, come
That
down.
is why. It's a
Definitely.
free event. They just got to park. Downtown Hollywood is parking is $4 on the street, or you can valet park for $15. Otherwise, you can come hang out with us. You can Uber there. Come hang out with us for the afternoon. Use the pool, have a drink, enjoy the music by DJ Frankie Flo, and have a great time with us like we do every month. We've been doing it now for a little over a year and a half.
Amazing, amazing. I've attended the events of these ladies a long time ago. When did we first meet? Like 3 years? Was it 3 years ago? Or when I first met you guys? I think no. I
More
think it
than
was like, yeah, yeah. 'Cause I think I showed up um, to a Christmas event that was hosted by Lewis or somewhere in Miami, I think. And I just showed up. Janet, I think you recognized me. But Kimberly didn't really know who I was, so imagine me looking like this, all nasty looking. I come up to
that. You look great.
Kimberly was coming up to Kimberly, and Kimberly was like, "Uh-oh, not a stalker." I'm like, Kimberly, it's Roswell. You don't
Oh,
know me, but I know you. And Janet was like, whispered, no, no, don't, Kimberly, it's Roswell, it's Roswell. Don't, so that's how we met, and the rest was history. And these two ladies are wonderful people. Not only they're beautiful outside, but they're beautiful inside. Okay,
oh, thank you,
they have the
Roswell.
golden
Thank
heart.
you.
Okay, let them do the talking, guys. Don't let me do. You guys, tell people a little bit about you guys. Go ahead, please.
Sure. You want to go first, Kim?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. You can
I'm
start.
Janet. So I've been dancing in the salsa scene, salsa, bachata, and I actually originally started with casino dancing down in Miami, and that's all I knew about salsa. And here we are today, and I've learned so much more. I work for a pediatric practice. I manage a pediatric practice here in Miami. So if you have kids, you're more than welcome to come to my office. We take care of children from birth to 18 years old. So that's what I do when I'm not dancing. That's my work. And then in the evening, I enjoy hanging out with friends, going out dancing, hanging out with Kimberly and her dogs. I also love to hang out at the beach, love going to the beach on the weekends. I love to read, and I love to sew and do a couple of other little artistic things also at home. So that's just a little brief about me. I was born and raised in New York in the Bronx, and I moved here when I was 16 to South Florida, and I've been here ever since, and I love it. I don't plan on leaving anytime soon. I think South Florida has great weather, great people, all laid back, and it's super, super lovely to live here. Traffic's getting a little bad, but that's okay. I'll deal with it for the weather.
I heard
Um,
about the traffic.
and then,
Yeah.
so Kim and I became friends, I don't know, maybe like 13, 14 years ago,
Oh, yeah.
something like that. We haven't pinpointed an actual date at this moment. And so we've seen each other out in the salsa scene dancing, over the years. And we've developed a great friendship. And one day, Kimberly just came to me and she's like, we don't have a Tuesday salsa event. What do you think about doing a Tuesday event? And I'm like, why would I want to do a Tuesday event? I just want to go to the event. So we kind of like muffled around this idea, and I gave her ultimatums. I'm like, well, I need a wood floor, I need air conditioning, I need certain things if we're going to do this, because I want it to be a great event for everybody, not just for me, but I want to dance too. And I know what I would like in an event. So that's what I demanded from her if we're going to do this. And she's looking at me like all crazy, like, where are we going to find that? So we threw out some ideas, and somehow we ended up at Hollywood Live, who's been really great to us. The owners have been really super amazing. We've been there now since 2015, which started out as a weekly event on Tuesdays. That we started in May of 2015. And here we are today, and we've made it now a monthly event. So it's the first Wednesday of every month, and we love it. It's been a learning experience, being not just a dancer and attending events, but also now promoting events, sharing other people's events and supporting the community, because ultimately, what do we want? We want a great event to go attend and dance. That's what we want as a dancer. And so we hope that we've been able to produce that for everybody in the community over the years. And here we are, we're still there. And then a year and a half ago, we decided to open up, because of COVID, a nice outdoor event at a beautiful location like the Costa Resort rooftop, which is beautiful, right on the beach, great views and a great sunset. And we love dancing there. I know everybody has commented and gotten in touch with us and letting us know that they love the event. It's just, we do it also once a month on a Sunday. So that's pretty much the gist of it. I love dancing, and that's our relationship. That's how we kind of got started, and here we are today, and we're still doing those events, and we hope that everybody enjoys them.
Well, there you go, guys. That's the interview. I'm out of here. That's great. Wow. Kimberly, I don't even know how to begin with yours now. So.
Oh my goodness, how am I going to top that? But I mean, listen. This all starts with our passion for dancing, right? For sure. This is our passion for dancing. So me personally, I grew up in Chicago, okay, and I started my passion for dancing there, and I moved here afterwards and continued my passion. I really started there taking a little bit of lessons, and then I really fell in love with salsa when I went to Puerto Rico, and that's really where I learned about the music and learned about dancing, and just fell in love with it and just wanted to advance. And so that's what happened with me. And then I moved to Florida, and I don't know, I would say about maybe 10 years ago, I took it a little bit more seriously and started taking some serious lessons. And then I ended up, I can dance casino because I've been here. A lot of the guys here in Miami, they dance casino, tons of guys. So they taught me how to dance casino. I already knew how to dance a little bit on one. And so, and then I was training on one. So maybe about 7 years ago, I started training on two. So, which I really love and I'm passionate about. And I'm on and off training as a dancer. I'm not trying to do anything. I just want to social dance better. I'm very, very passionate about it and going to socials. I love my socials here. Besides our own, I love going out. Now I'm kind of getting into sensual bachata a little bit. I've kind of been a little bit into bachata, more salsa for me. But I started taking a little bit of lessons with sensual bachata. I really like some of the remixes and things like that. So I'm kind of getting into that. But anyway, Janet and me, she's like, we're like best friends. We don't remember exactly where we met, but we just started like hanging out, and both of us were always in the same places and always going out to the same socials, and it's just amazing here. We have 3 counties here. I mean, I know New York is way amazing, but here it's so great because we have Miami, we have Broward, and we have West Palm Beach. And any day of the week, there's events going on. And so we try to go out and support.
Which has definitely emerged over the years.
Yes. It hasn't always been like that, but now it's just like, it's been so amazing. Like one of my favorite socials, and in the whole world besides ourselves is Born to Salsa, which is BTS, and it's always the first Saturday of the month. And that's really one of my favorite socials. It's always been like for the last 10 years, always attending that. Best dancers, best dance floor. And so we try to do that too. We want to bring in, very quality people, whether it's bachata or salsa. We want to bring in quality instructors to our events. I'm talking about Hollywood Live and quality dancers. So people go in, they have a great vibe. There's a great bar. They can get drinks, great people, everybody, open, wanting to dance, and having just a lot of fun. We just want to have fun, no judgment. And that's how we wanted to set up our event from the beginning, both of our events. Just come and have fun, hang out with your friends, and have great dancers there.
And so we had thought about, we loved a lot of the DJs in the community. And so we said, how are we going to be able to get all of these DJs? And we decided to do a rotating DJ venue. So that means that one week, instead of having the same DJ every single week, we rotated all of our favorite DJs in the community, so that we can experience everybody's musical, selections, different weeks. And if somebody liked a particular DJ more than the other, they could still come in and attend our event, as opposed to, you always hear the good side and the bad side. And sometimes people are judgmental about what they prefer. And that's fine. Everybody has a preference of their music. So this way they could still come to our event. If they liked one of the 10 DJs that we were using, we knew that they would still stop by at least on the night that they were going to enjoy their particularly favorite DJ. And everybody has a favorite DJ. So it was really nice that we talked about that. We also discussed that there's so many schools and instructors in our community that are super amazing. We wanted to make sure to also include all of them in our event. And so we also rotated the schools to come and teach different nights, and not the same school. That way we can all experience everybody's teaching. And if anybody had a question of, I've never been to their studio, like, I don't know how they teach, or I don't know if I'm going to like it, or it's actually closer to my house and I'd like to go there, but I don't know anything about it. This way they had an opportunity to experience it, at Hollywood Live, and then continue on at those people's studios or private lessons, should they have wanted to go that route. So we really are very much pro community. We really wanted to involve the DJs, the studios, and everybody in the community, the dancers. We wanted everyone to be happy, including ourselves. So that's how Hollywood Live came about. And here we are 8 years later, and we're super happy with the turnout and how everything is. And our reputation is really important to us, and how we are viewed in the community as, stand-up people that produce a great event.
Yeah.
Reputation is important. I mean, reputation in the dance world is very important now because, it always has been important, but it's super important now because, there's more competition now. COVID stuff is kind of over. People are getting back on the dance floor. There's a young generation of dancers, already, like, all around, and they have their promos and their events and stuff. So, reputation is super, super important, and I'm not only talking about here in New York, but Florida and, Texas, California.
Everywhere. You gotta be professional, and whether it's a dance studio, a DJ, an event, you have to be super professional.
Make sure they're paid. All these things are so important to us, and that they're happy, and that they're happy working at our event. That I think for both of us is the most important thing. We want people that want to work with us and that are happy coming to our event and working with us, because we want to work with the whole community. So that's, I feel that Hollywood Live, one of the great things that we did is bringing the community together. And that was kind of our goal. Both of us have professional jobs. This is not, our full-time job. We really just did it because we love salsa. We love salsa bachata. We want to dance. We want to meet, new people. We want to be able to dance better and meet all these instructors. And so we just started it like that. And that's how we've continued, is our passion to dance. So,
I can't help wondering that trust has a lot to do with this, and I'm going to ask you guys a question about, how to better suggest for other organizers to, follow in your footsteps. But let me just ask you this question about trust. In order for all of these people to come back, 8 years and all of this stuff, I mean, they're coming back for something. It's not only, to meet you guys or to be in a spotlight or whatever, or to meet someone or whatever. They're coming back, and I say this based on my experience. If there's not trust in an organization, right, especially by the event organizers, then I would not want to, I would not feel comfortable coming back, right? So obviously, you guys know what you're doing, especially like in that section of Florida, which is like, so much competition there. So how do you? I mean, now I'm thinking about it. How do you guys feel that you guys are doing with trust? Like, did you ever sit back and think that, okay, we're doing this correctly? Janet, you ever say to Kim, like, hey, you know what, I think we're doing this correctly? And then Kim, you would be like, Janet, yeah, I think that this is working out. Like, how do you guys know, what's working out and what's not? I mean, how do you guys know you're developing that trust? You build a relationship when you're working, and more people see that, and they come and they come and they come. Yes, there are contracts. Yes, there's money involved. There's like advertisement. But when there's trust, people see that right away, and they come. They continue coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 years pass by, and another 8 years, and they keep coming back. Kimberly and Janet, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that for a second.
Sure.
How do you guys feel on the trust, and what are you guys doing that you feel is working out on build and creating this wonderful trust? Because of trust I have for you guys, I come whenever I'm in Florida, I come, I don't even know what events you guys are having. I just said I'm here. That's because that's trust developed. But what about other people? How do you guys feel that, how are you guys doing it? How are you guys like maintaining that balance and that trust and having your audience come back? There's something you guys are doing.
Sure. So, you want me to answer?
Go ahead.
Okay. So the first thing is the trust has to start with the two of us. Okay. So the two of us are super connected in what we want as programming, because remember that we first were dancers, and we know how we would like an event if we were to show up somewhere. We want a positive environment where we can enjoy the music, a good floor, good air conditioning. And so when we started out, and people started coming and they saw that we were giving them as a dancer what they were looking for, then that built the trust, because it was consistent. It was every week we were producing the same thing for them. We were giving them a great dance event with great music at a great location in a safe and wonderful environment that was always positive. We greeted everyone at the door. We still greet everyone that comes in the door. And people that are new, we know that they're new, and we make sure that they have a good time. If somebody comes in, I make sure to dance with them. If it's another girl or a follow, I make sure to get somebody to dance with them, because we want them to enjoy the experience that they're having here during their travels, if they're just traveling. So over time, people have observed this of us and how we're producing our event, and they'll tell their friend, oh, I just went to a great event, and they'll give us feedback. We've had some positive and negative feedback. We've definitely had feedback, after the facility redid their floors. Some people have definitely expressed that the floor has changed, and that has changed their opinion of the venue. Nothing to do with us, and there's nothing we could do. We don't own the venue, so we can't put a great dance floor in there. But definitely people talk and people realize that how we're very connected and we're very on top of things and very welcoming. And I think that that has built a trust over the years. And we're very consistent. We are very consistent. And you have to be. It's kind of like going to a restaurant, right? When I go to Flanagan's and I order something, and I go to any Flanagan's in South Florida or anywhere else that they have a Flanagan's, I want the same meal cooked the same way every single time. And if they're not doing that every single time at the same location, whatever, place you like to eat at, well, then they're faltering. And so we didn't want to do that. We wanted to be very consistent. And I think that built a lot of trust within our community.
Yeah, and I just to add to that, Roswell, I mean, I just think like it's our word. I mean, we keep our word for things, and we try to do like put a schedule out like 6 months in advance, try to get things going. We try to have everybody scheduled, and we let them know, and we try to we keep our word on things. So whether it's the schedule, whether it's money, whether it's...
And that's what the workers, she's talking about, like when we hire, talent.
Oh, yeah.
Or DJs, that's what she means. We actually have our schedule already through February, in advance, because we want to be prepared and ready. And, we because we built that trust, we know that people that we invite to teach, they know they're going to get paid, and they're going to have a good time teaching. So we keep our word, and I think that's also, very important in a trust relationship, whether it's with the community, with ourselves, with the people that we hire.
And so many people, Roswell, have told me, this is like that old show Cheers. This is like the Cheers of salsa and bachata. I love coming here. The vibe is so good.
Everybody knows you, and
everybody knows you. Everybody's happy. And we'll bring an amazing instructor from New York, let's say, because they have amazing instructors sometimes. And I mean, we introduce
Puerto
them
Rico or anywhere,
yeah, whatever, LA, and they meet everybody in that place, really, and everybody meets them. So that's how we try to keep it family oriented.
Mhm.
So I think that's why we built so much success.
Okay, that's great. This leads me into this is the perfect time to ask you this next question. Okay, this is the perfect time. I normally ask this question at the end of the interview, but I'll ask you right now. Okay, guys, it's a Saturday night. Okay, any major city. It can be, I don't know, Miami, New York, I don't know, Houston, Los Angeles, Taiwan, whatever. A major Saturday night. Okay, 5 of the top organizers. Okay, they live within 5 miles radius of that city. Okay, they've known each other. They've been around maybe 8 years, maybe 14 years, who knows? But they're well known. People love them, and etc. 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 Okay, Eduardo is having his event. Okay, Eduardo dedicated, I don't know, 11,000 for his event. Okay, Mary dished out maybe 22,000 for her event. We had for the hotel, for the workshop, the music, the DJ, blah blah. John dished out maybe about 7,000 for his event. Okay. Our fourth friend here, I don't know, Rashid, right? Dished out about $28,000 for his event. Keo dished out about 15,000 for her event. Okay. Saturday night, you know about it, I know about it, the entire world knows about it. Okay. So now we have to decide which of these events we're going to go to, how long we're going to go to, and blah blah blah. Because they're all our friends. We don't want to be disrespectful. We don't want people to talk about us. We've got to support. It's a support question I'm going to ask you guys. So people like you and I and blah blah blah, we decide to go to our friend's hair event. We only hang out there for maybe 45 minutes because we got to hop an Uber, go uptown to go to Murray's event. So we decide to stay there for 4 hours, right? We don't want Mary to feel bad. But then again, we don't want our friend here, John, to feel bad either. So we walk, take our skateboard, whatever. We go say hello to him, and we hang out there for about 3 hours and 10 minutes. What about this guy? Right? The night is over soon. So we have to go, or I have to go, I guess, somehow. Say a quick hello, hang out there, right? Be there for a few minutes, show respect. Uh, what about our little friend here? Okay? We don't want to wake up the next morning and we're on social media that we didn't show up. So we decide to hang out here, and that's it. There's a problem here, a big problem, especially for me. I'm cool man who loves the bachata, right? I didn't get to bachata with any chicks at either events. Or you guys didn't get to decide, dance with any person or whatever. It was like rush, hip hop up, you know? And it's not only this night it happened, next weekend, next month, next year, and it keeps happening over and over and over. Okay? But this is a funny thing. Check it out. Monday morning, the accountant comes, or the bookkeeper, somebody who knows a little calculus. They go over the numbers with each one of these people, right? Remember about this guy that dished out like 20 something $1,000? Guess how much he kept in his pocket on Monday? $450. Okay? Maria, she dished out a lot of cash too, right? Guess how much she kept in her pocket? Maybe, I would say like $300. Okay? This guy dished out like, a couple thousand. He did pretty good. Say like $800. This guy, okay, who dished out a couple thousands or whatever, guess how much he gets to take home? Maybe, I don't know, $150. I know, it's really bad, right? Our little friend here, I don't even want to go there. The point of my story is that they do it over and over and over. Maybe there's some psychology here. Maybe there's something to do with pride. Maybe something that no one's not telling me. But you guys should know about this. You guys been in this business longer than anyone that I've known. And there's a lot of respect and that goes on here. So you guys probably might have an answer for this. In a perfect world, how could this better be, well, I can't say accomplished because I don't think there's ever going to be an answer, but how can this be lessened? I mean, not happen so often, Could it be that organizers they're filthy rich and they just want to, show everyone, this is what I got and this is who I want. Hell with how much money I make. I just want to look pretty on camera. Or could it be that they're really like brain dead or they have some mental I don't know. Without mentioning names and stuff, as everyone knows, I see everything. I see your events. I go to everyone's events. I don't say anything, but I observe. So this is opportunity for me to ask you guys, like I do with everyone that goes live with me, how can organizers better organize or better collaborate? And the response that you give is not a yes or no answer, Kimberly and Janet. It could be to the viewers that are new viewers, new organizers. Maybe what you say can better help them. So what advice can the two of you give and how, this can not happen that often? I mean, is there a better way that, organizers can maybe collaborate every now and then and just split the fee or whatever? If they split the fee, that might be more problem. And I don't know. Back in the days, Janet, in New York, back in the days in the 70s and stuff, everyone knows how old I am now. You could just walk down the street, right, in New Jersey, and you can run by chance into an organizer and have an honest conversation, no secrets. Let him or her know, hey, guess what? I'm having this event this Saturday. Do you think is it okay if I have this event next week? You're not going to have it also. No, Roswell, no. Trust me, we're not. So there's a calendar and everyone puts their names and they keep it, Nowadays, I don't really see that. And I don't know, maybe because I'm still kind of new to this. I just started bachata dancing like 5-6 years ago, but I see stuff and sometimes I feel bad for what's going on. So is there any advice you can give? I don't know, man. I don't know.
So that's a very that's a good question, and I'm going to attempt to give you an answer, I guess, in a politically correct way. But so here's the thing, Roswell. First, you're touching upon a lot of things in that story. So the first thing I noticed in your story is that everybody made money. So that means there's a very vibrant and live community, that there's enough people to go to all 5 events. Now, I understand that there are 5 events, but let's put this in perspective in our area, right? So we have Miami, which just from here in my house to Miami is about a 30 to 40-minute drive, depending where I'm going. So there could easily be an event in Miami. Then there could be easily an event in Broward County and an event in West Palm Beach. In all fairness, for people that live in those respective areas to have an event close to them that they can pop into and enjoy a night of dancing. Now, when you get to like 2 events in each community, 2 events in Miami, 2 events in Broward, and 2 events in West Palm, depending on how many people is in your, dance community, can it sustain that many people? So in other words, if one venue can host 500 people, which is, let's say, Hollywood Live, where we have our event on Wednesday night, and we can host, I want to say comfortably 500, but we can have space for 650 people. So if there's over 1,500 people in this area, dancers, just for an example, or 2,000 people or 5,000 dancers, and we get 600 people at our event, but somebody else decided to do a Wednesday event as well, and then they get another 500 people, well, then both events can easily, even though they're apart and you're kind of separating, but the events can't even hold unless you're going to go to a hotel and have a big ballroom. You can't hold like a Congress or something. You can't physically hold, 2,000 people at one location, especially if the community is growing that much that would warrant more than one event. Now, I understand what you're saying. So with 5 events, like I said in your story, if everybody's making some type of profit and not losing, then that means there was enough people to attend those events. When people are losing money, this is when, it becomes a burden, and maybe they made the wrong decision of having it the same night as other popular events as well. And then, it's something to consider. What is the answer? It is to consider if all the promoters can work together and kind of have a calendar and figure things out, my event, your event, as opposed to, I'm just going to do an event whenever I feel like it. And then whoever has an event. And I want you to know, there was a time that I actually attended 4 events in one night. 4, because I really wanted to support all the events. Yeah, and I felt super bad if I would just go to one of them and not the other. So I understand the story that you're telling me. Agreed. And as dancers and as people that want to support our community and everybody else's event, which we do, we support everybody's event in South Florida. We really do, including Fort Myers, Tampa. We've gone to Orlando. We've supported a lot of locations and areas in our community because we think it's important. It's important to support each other. So when people do 5 events in one time within a very small radius of location, that is something that it would be great if those promoters can either get together and maybe share the expense and share the location so that we have a bigger and better event. But ideally, I don't want to say everyone's for themselves, but definitely people have their own events, and it's a business competition, Coke and Pepsi, and that's not something that can change unless the promoters want to get together, have a meeting, and discuss these issues as the community is growing, to have, events together that would benefit the whole community as well as each other. So I don't know if there's a right answer, Roswell. Especially when the community is bigger. I don't know if you have other thoughts about that.
Well, I agree with everything she said, but I just want to bring up one more point. We try to be, our Wednesday night is always been Wednesday night. But when we started doing the pool party based on also the schedule of the owners, we're very considerate about not scheduling events like on Congress weekends. We try to look on the calendar and look to see if there's any major event going on. We try to be as considerate as we can to not do the pool parties when someone's doing a major event.
Because it's on the weekend and we want everyone to have a good time, but we also want to support those events. So especially in our community, if there's a local event that has...
Here's an example, West Palm Beach SBK Fest is coming up, okay, which is the October 20th through the 22nd. And I'm just giving them a shout out because me and Janet are helping promote some of the tickets and stuff. That's a great event. But so
we're going to be there all weekend.
Yeah.
We highly recommend everybody attend.
But we didn't do the pool party. We're not going to do the pool party on that Sunday. No way,
because we want to support the event and we want to go. So these things are, would it be considerate for other promoters to do the same? Yes, but you can't control business and how people think. But that's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we think, is a good business habit to support our community. So we do look at the calendar, and we're not going to say, oh, we didn't know. We do know because we pay attention, because we want to work with the community and be, in a position that everybody is happy, to go and support all the events that we have in our community.
Yeah, I mean, I respect your responses, like I do everyone, that respond to this question. But I guess the only reason I bring it up, I mean, I'm not an organizer. I mean, I'm not really a professional dancer. I'm just, cool man who loves the bachata. But, I guess I feel kind of bad because, like, I have this platform for everyone, and I see what goes on. I see what events are going on. I go to events. I do my best.
One more thing, Roswell, just as a point of notion that a lot of these promoters, this is what they do as a full-time job.
Okay.
So understand also that there's only 4 Saturday nights a month, right? Mm-hmm. So if this is what they do for their own personal finances as a job, they can't give up a Saturday night and not have income, because that's their income. So that means that they're going to have their event regardless of what other events are happening, because this is their bread and butter. So it's understandable. It's unfortunate that they can't all work together and maybe, find funding and ability to work together. But just as a note, of understanding that some people do this as their full-time job. So being that there's only 4 Saturday nights, there's only, so many times that you can have, a popular event. I mean, not many people are going to go out on a Monday. So I understand Friday and Saturday, maybe even Thursday, are like the more popular nights to have an event where there will be more people in attendance, because a lot of people, if you have the secular schedule, they're off on Saturday and Sunday, right? I'm not saying that's everybody. There's definitely people that have Sunday, Monday off, or days during the week. I'm just saying that if you go by the secular calendar, most people have, let's say, a Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 job. If you go by that standard, then everybody has off Saturday and Sunday. So they're going to go out Friday night because they can sleep in on Saturday and they don't have to get up. Or the same thing on Saturday, they can sleep in on Sunday. Or go to church late, or whatever they do. So, those are the popular nights. And again, there's only 4 of them. So if there's 5 promoters, what are they going to do? How do you split up 4 Saturdays, a month between 5 promoters? Except when there's twice a year, 5 Saturdays in a month. So, again, if everybody's respectful, I suppose, it'll all work out. Is it a perfect world? No. And there are going to be multiple events. So all you could do is try your best to maybe go to one month and go to another month to be supportive of all the events in the community as a dancer.
Yes, definitely. I mean, this is one of the reasons I bring this question up when I bring you guys live, because there's no right or wrong answer, and there's no yes or no.
No, there can't be.
I think it's also, Roswell, I mean, do you think it's important, like, for me personally, like, if it's a anniversary party, if it's a big birthday party, if it's a, one of these big things, I mean, I really try my best, and I can't because my job's busy all the time. So it's harder for me during the week, but I try my best to show up to these like larger events. I want to make sure that,
or milestone events, somebody's anniversary,
birthday,
a big birthday event.
And I really try for that. And I feel like, that is, we really are trying to support the dance community. Janet and me both, we talk about it all the time. Okay, we're going to go to this or that. Sometimes we split up.
And
like,
I'm like, okay,
I'm going to this event and she's going to that
event.
And
we represent each other at, depending how far apart they are. Like I said, I have been to 4 events in one night, but sometimes that's not always possible. So she'll go, maybe up north and I'll go south or vice versa so that we can try to like appear and support all the local events.
Yeah. I guess, I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, things have changed over the years. I mean, back in the old days, my old days, like, there was more collaboration. There was more like loyalty. There was more like,
Yeah,
okay, I'm not going to do this on this day. I'm not going to do I don't know. It is what it is.
It's growing. And so, like I said, when you started, maybe there was X amount of dancers,
Right.
and now there's like double and triple the amount of dancers. So having 2 events is not unlikely. It's actually, appreciated so that you're not overcrowded, right? I don't want to dance with like somebody on top of me. So it's unfortunate to split it, but we can't have congresses every weekend. And as promoters, we certainly appreciate so much the events that other people put together. And it would be nice to collaborate in certain instances. And we'd love to see that. I don't know if that's possible for the future, but it's something that we could look forward to, hopefully. Yeah.
That's great. I love the response. That's great. And all of you guys that are listening to this, just remember everything that Janet and Kimberly. It's true. Thank you so much for that. That was a very, very specific response and very complete. So I appreciate it. And Janet, especially when you were talking, Kimberly too, I felt you guys were saying it from experience and from the heart. It's not just, you guys are just going live with me and saying, oh, let's just give an answer and move on. No, you guys are saying it from what you've seen and how you feel, and that's a very emotional response,
For sure. Absolutely.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Okay. Now we're going to get to another question that's kind of like a Roswell question, but also ask, many years ago, when my family first came, they first migrated to this country and stuff, we were like living like in a tiny little basement, parents, sisters, aunts, we all like shared one little mattress, lived in a basement somewhere, bad area, and all that stuff. So to make a long story short, in my household, I was always told that you've got to, do something with your life professionally, lawyer, doctor, medical. Dancing, art, drawing, those words were not tolerated back in my days, right? Because my parents, if you think about it from their point of, view, it's like, they migrated here and they're like, why we don't want you to suffer like we did, son, so just focus on, stuff that are stable and, makes sense, there's growth opportunity and whatever. Okay. But hear me out first. This is how I became Cool Man Who Loves Bachata. Okay. Even though I followed what my parents said and it made sense, did my bachelor's, psychology, my master's in sociology, my PhD in human services, I do legal work, I work for big law firms and blah, blah, blah. In my heart, I was always Cool Man Who Loved the Bachata. And it shows. I created this platform unconditionally, as everyone knows. I'm not getting a dime for doing this. I'm just doing it because I just feel it's the right thing to do. I don't like to mix business with pleasure. I already work during the days and whatever. I like to work during the days, but I love doing this in the night. This is what I love. This is what I'm passionate about. Okay? So my question to you is that kids nowadays are very rebellious. They have opportunity. They talk back to their parents. If their parents say, you're going to do what I say, the kid's like, I'm going to leave, and the parent will be like, okay. You want to be a dancer? Go ahead. Don't leave. Things have changed nowadays, not only with support and organization, but kids have changed. So a child comes up to the two of you, and you guys know this more than me because, they look at you, Kimberly and Janet, in the eyes, and they say, I'm going to do this. A little one comes up to you. They say, I'm going to do this. I'm ready to become next world greatest dancer. I'm going to do this. And based on experience, how hard it is out there, the economy and whatever. But then again, you don't want to discourage the little one because, you just don't want to do that. But then again, it's sort of like a mommy type of parent question. You want to guide them in the right way, but you also want to protect them. How do you do that? A little one comes up to you guys, right? And they want to become, it could be a little boy, little girl, whatever. And you know in their eye they have it what it takes, but they got a long road ahead of them. What would your responses be?
Sure. Okay. I have an answer for you, Roswell.
What's the
I want
answer?
you to know that I take my dancing very seriously, and I have taken lessons from instructors, professional instructors that have charged 100, 125, and $150 for an hour, actually for 55 minutes. Okay. And there's people that go to school for many more years than that and are not making that an hour. So I would definitely encourage this child to absolutely become an instructor, a performer, a dancer, if that's what they wanted to do, but to take it to the full level. So just like what you mentioned, you said, oh, my parents recommended being a lawyer, a doctor. Well, to get to those, type of jobs, you know how much education you have to have. So aside from having just your 4-year undergraduate degree, then you have to have your graduate degree. And if you're going to medical school or law school, you're looking at 10 years of schooling. So the same thing for this young child that wants to be a dancer or an instructor. Well, they need to take that to the highest level. They need to get that education, and they need to take it seriously, not wake up one day and be like, oh, I'll take a couple of lessons for 5 or 6 months and I can do it. No, they need to invest in themselves to be able to be the best and be out there as whatever it is that they want to do, whether it's dancing or even a lawyer. They're going to have to go through that schooling to get to where they want professionally. And that's with any job. It doesn't matter what job that child is telling me that they're asking my opinion. I'm going to tell them, no problem. You do what you want or what you think right now that you want, which might change in a few years. And then you can always change your mind. But I would take it to the highest level possible. That's what I would tell them.
And for me, I agree with what you said, but I would tell the kids, you need to follow your dreams. That is so important, to follow your dreams, work hard and follow your dreams. But with one thing, that you still need to go to school, get your bachelor's, and have a backup. And to me, because I see so many professional dancers. Look, during COVID.
Look at what happened at COVID.
Yeah, everybody was out of business.
Everybody was out of business.
And if you didn't have a backup like your degree, and you could do something else during that time. So I just think that's what I would tell them. Yeah, you need to listen to your parents, go to college, get your degree, but follow your dreams with dance and bring it to another level. So that's my take.
Yeah, and I mean, I can relate to that, what you said, Kimberly. I also relate to what you said, Janet, because I think when my parents, I mean, I can't talk to my dad about this. He has Alzheimer's. Maybe my mom, she's 81, but maybe she can remember the reasons why she's like, you're going to go to school and become a lawyer. Now I'm thinking about, you need a backup.
Not everybody's a school person. I get that. As you know, I told you that I work in a pediatric office, so I see a lot of kids and how they develop over the years and what their desires are. And definitely not everybody's a school person. And there's many successful people that never even finished high school, and they have big businesses and are very successful. So I think that whatever passion you have or whatever it is that that child wants to do, and since we're talking about dancing in this interview, if that's the role that they're looking, I would just very much encourage them to take that to the highest level possible. Take it all the way, take as many lessons as possible from as many people, as many professionals as possible to get you to where you want to be.
Okay. True. I love your responses. You guys are wonderful. I love it. I feel the energy, man. I feel the energy. Oh my God. I feel it. Okay. Events. Okay. I know you guys opened up with the West Palm Beach, and this is the main reason for having you guys here. But talk a little bit more about the events. I think this would be a good time. Tell us a little bit more. It doesn't also have to be the West Palm Beach. It could be maybe something coming up. The year is coming up, end of year. Go ahead, take it away. What would you like your audience to know about some upcoming event that they should, really keep on top of?
Well, this Wednesday, is our monthly Wednesdays, Salsa Wednesdays.
And every first Wednesday of the month.
First Wednesday of the month. And this week, we're doing 50-50. So 50% bachata, 50% salsa, which has been working out great for us. So we have a sensual bachata class and a DJ and I'm sure you know him, DJ Dougie Fresh and Alejandra, and they're teaching and he's DJing. So we're gonna have a really fun night.
And celebrating his birthday.
Oh yeah. Yes. And his birthday too. So we're gonna have a great night. And then this Sunday is our monthly pool party from 3 to 8 p.m. At the Costa Resort. And so everybody can join us for that. Those are the two main events of the week.
For us that we produce. Now, you're asking us, I think, in general about events is what I think I understood. And, I wasn't prepared for that exact question. So I don't have my little cheat sheet of all the events happening. And I definitely don't want to forget any event, which is why I don't want to sit here and list every event happening. But I encourage everybody to look on social media between Facebook and Instagram, and as well as our pages, because we share them. A lot of the promoters also advertise and post on our personal pages. And my page is public, so anybody can just go to my page and look up any event that's posted there. That way you'll know what's happening in the community, because there are a lot of events happening in South Florida. So if salsa is your thing, there's still some really great salsa events happening. If bachata is your event, your preferred dance, there's a lot of sensual bachata happening in our community. So I would just definitely, I could name the events, but there's so many in this next 10 days that we are actually, I was going to say that we're super, super lucky here in South Florida that we have so many events to go to, that it's just such a pleasure that, any night, even tonight, we can go out dancing somewhere within a 30-minute radius. So that's really nice to have in our community when you're a dancer. And then the major events, which we've already talked about, West Palm Beach SBK, which we're super looking forward to. Yeah. There's also Bachateando. There's also Miami Salsa Congress. There's also Orlando Salsa Congress, Tampa Salsa Congress, Sarasota Congress. I mean, there's so many congresses here in South Florida alone that we don't even have to travel anywhere beyond Florida, that we have so many amazing events. And I want to just thank all those organizers also, because we know what it's like to put on an event, and something as big in that great magnitude is a lot of work. And I want to say that I appreciate it, and I'm super happy to attend these events and support and bring awareness to the community of what's going on. So like I said, if anybody wants to know about events, definitely check out our pages. There's also a lot of salsa groups on Facebook that people can join, everybody posts to. Like all the promoters in South Florida post to those groups. Just like you have a group, the Cool Folks Who Love to Bachata, there's many groups for other events here locally as well, that people, can find out about what's happening in the community.
Yep, and we own Salsa and Bachata Night, South Florida, too, as a group. We own that, Janet and myself. And so you can go on there. People post tons of events going on for the week.
All the time,
but there's at least 50 groups here that you can get Salsa and Bachata events. Seriously, just look up South Florida, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Salsa Bachata, and you're going to hit all the groups and you'll be able to find all the events. Yeah, the next Congress coming up is West Palm Beach. That's October 20th through the 22nd.
Right, then you have the ADC.
The ADC cruise
coming up the second weekend of November.
Yeah, or ADC. I heard about. Yeah, I think Wendy and Rodrigo. So yeah, some people are.
And they moved the summit up to Orlando in January. Then you have Bachateando coming up, right? In April. No, I think he moved it from April.
And then Sensual Movement is in when? January?
Yes,
February. Yeah,
yeah, that's another one. The BIG Orlando usually is there. So
I know Salsa Heat has their Christmas social every year coming up in December. So like I said, there's just so many events that we're super happy in our community that we have that available to us.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So let me ask you this quick question. It's kind of funny because I interviewed Dola, um, a guy named Dola. He's also part of Cool Folks Love the Bachata. This past April, he had his World Dance event, one of the biggest events in Maryland. But I think I was down in Florida around that time, so I couldn't really make it up here. And it's kind of funny when he went live with me. Right, check this out. You can tell I'm not an organizer. So I said, Dola, next week I can hang out with you, right? I could come to Maryland, hang out at McDonald's, walk the park. I come have dinner with your family. Roswell, you can't. Like, why? Are you mad at me? What did I do? No, I'm not mad at you, bro, but I got to start, for next year. I'm like, you're kidding me, right? Don't you have like a little vacation? No, Roswell, not in dance floor. We don't organize. He's like, not me. He's like, Roswell, no, I have to start organizing for the following year. And I said, wow, that tells you how much I know about organizing stuff. So just real quickly, I mean, the West Palm Beach, I mean, I know I'm sure it took a lot of work for you guys to plan everything and extremely lots of planning. So just from my knowledge and maybe some other people who would like to know, like to plan such a big event like this, when does you
So
when do you guys
just to clarify, Roswell, we don't have anything to actually do with the event coordination at all. Okay, we support their event. This is run by other people, Tito and Manny, and we're very supportive of their event, but we have nothing to do with the organization of their event. So I wanted to clarify that.
Yeah,
I'm not sure where, we just help to bring awareness of their event, to help them discounted tickets to our community. Hey, you can get a discount if you know us. Here's a discount code, which we get nothing for.
We don't get
doing that 100% for the community.
We don't do that for that. We don't get anything
for anybody. Anybody that asks us to promote their event,
we don't want anything for it.
We don't want anything for it. We don't ask for anything. They've offered us stuff. We just want to bring awareness to the community. So that's what we're doing with this particular event. So not just to clarify that we have nothing to do with the organization of it. We're just in the community helping to bring awareness to the community that there's a big Congress coming up.
That's a lot of love there. I mean, that's good. You guys are just doing it just naturally, unconditionally. I love to hear that. I mean, it makes me feel like, a lot of people are like, Roswell, go get a real life, like go out there, get a second job or whatever, because you're not, why are you working, why are you doing this for free? I'm like, there's a reason. I just feel, I don't know, I just feel good. I just feel, not everything is, there's an attachment. You just do stuff because it just feels right. And
that's how it should be.
That's how it is. Like when people are having fun, that's how I feel good. When I see it at my event, people are having a great time. I feel amazing. We are so happy to have so many people having a great time. That makes me the happiest.
And we're having a great time. We danced too at our event. We danced too.
Dancers.
And there was one more big event coming up that I did forget to mention by the World Salsa Federation, the summit down at the Miccosukee Indians. It's going to be the second weekend of November down at Miccosukee in Miami.
It's South Miami.
All the way it's going to be a super great event. They're bringing people from all over the world. It's a big competition, a social event by the World Salsa Federation. So they're coming back to our community after a bunch of years of laying low, and they also have a big studio down in South Miami as well. So they're putting together this summit, the World Salsa Federation, and we're super happy to also have that upcoming this November.
Wow! Hopefully, if I'm down,
and we'll be giving some tickets away tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah, I plan to. I miss Florida. I mean, a lot. I used to live there. I think when I met you guys for the first time, I moved there because everything was kind of like shut down here in New Jersey and New York during like the COVID
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just packed up. I'm like, is it Miami? So I was there for about a year. I came to Hollywood and Orlando, and that's how I grew Cool Folk. It started in Texas. I lived in Texas the year before, and
you've been around, Roswell.
Yeah, Cool Folks. Folks is a secret. That's how I got the. Now everyone knows my secret. That's how I got the word folks, because Texas, we talk like that, folks. Y'all, folks. So I wanted to be unique and stand out. Cool folks who love the bachata. Then I moved to Florida. Then I met you and everyone else, and I expanded
Yeah.
and I expanded. And then I moved to Atlanta. So yes, I miss that. That Florida vibe and the people and the culture. I mean, it's great where I live. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love the city and stuff, but Florida, it's. And I was just telling my mom about this 2 minutes ago. It's so relaxing and laid back and worry free. Hey, Janet, as soon as I come back here to New York and stuff, all of a sudden I notice gray hair. On my neck. Yeah, I get so stressed. I don't know why. But when I'm down south, it's like I'm relaxed. Like
Yeah.
totally it's weird. And then when one here, like rush here, rush there, da, 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 no time to relax, no time to breathe.
It's in the air, Roswell.
And we're
Yeah.
coming into awesome weather, so you got to
Yes.
come down here soon.
Yeah, I hate this crappy weather. I mean, I'm not cold and down. Okay, okay. Let me ask you guys this before we leave.
Sure.
There's going to be a day, a time, a moment. I can do, flips and flops and tricks and all the stuff that the young people do nowadays. Those cool young bachata dancers. They jump up in the air, spin around, and they don't break their neck. If I do that, I will break my neck. So I guess what I'm trying to say, God willingly, I still have some energy in me to do all those sexy moves. There's going to be a point in my life, most people, I guess, in their life, they won't be able to do all of that. So I guess it's a future question I'm asking you guys, and you guys can maybe help out people who are thinking. I mean, professional dancers now, whatever, who are in the field of dancing and stuff. What ideas or what suggestions do you have for them as they approach that time where they can't really like do what they used to do, like everything in life, like every job, you just can't. You're not going to be 14 for the rest of your life, but it doesn't mean dancing is over when you meet at a certain age, and so I guess what I'm trying to ask is what are some suggestions or some plans or some just some advice you can give to people that are already in this business, and but there's going to be a point or that they're not going to be able to do what they are doing, like the dancers. Or is there something else they can focus on, or maybe they can open up more dance schools for more people, or just continue helping the world and the dance work? I mean, is there
No,
like
Roswell, we're gonna dance until we can't dance anymore. That's what we're gonna do, Roswell. I'm gonna dance until I can't, and if that's 80 or 90, I will be on the dance floor until I just cannot dance anymore. So that's my advice. That's my advice is to dance.
Well, let me tell you, there's a place here. It's a ballroom that they do an event here on Sundays, and I would say like half of the people in there are like probably
Over 70.
Oh, 70s, 80s, and 90s. They celebrated a guy who was his 98th birthday.
98th birthday. And
Okay,
dancing,
and he's still dancing. So I would say to all the older people, and hopefully when I get older, keep on dancing. They still take lessons, they still dance, and they still go social dancing. Maybe not as often. Maybe
That's, by the way, Gold Coast Ballroom. We'll give them a shout out because we love it there. Sundays, every Sunday, 5 to 8:15 p.m. So if you want a great ballroom afternoon.
but there's young
every
people
Sunday.
too. But they do a salsa bachata mix, 5 to 8:15, like Janet said. But then after that, they do like from 8:15 on.
Ballroom.
They do like ballroom,
mix.
foxtrot, and all this other stuff.
Waltz,
Waltz, yeah.
West
but
Coast swing.
you
East
see
Coast
everybody
swing.
there, and they actually hire some teachers to like social dance with them. I see a lot of older people doing that and teaching them on the dance floor. It's pretty cool.
So that's for the dancers. Now, if you're asking about instructors and dance studios, I mean, they can, once they're done and retired from actually performing and doing all those lifts and tricks, right? So if they want to give off their knowledge to all of us and all the rest of the community, then we would appreciate that they give us their amazing knowledge, so that we can train the young dancers now, coming up, so that we can continue keeping the music alive and the dancing alive.
And I just thought of one other thing. I've seen a lot of these dancers, older dancers, that are now, they are judges in like all these competitions. So they've moved it to another level. Not only maybe are they still teaching,
If for some reason they can't, now they're judges.
Now they judge all these high-end competitions.
So just,
that's really, really
as
great.
long as you're continuing in some form of dance, it's appreciated by all those that, have that knowledge. And to the dancer like me, like Kimberly, we're definitely going to be we've talked about this before. We're going to be old. We're going to forget our names, and we're still going to be on the dance floor.
Yeah, I was just looking at The Voice last night. I mean, all these like celebrities I grew up with in the 60s and 70s are judges now, and they still look gorgeous on camera. And I'm sure they look gorgeous behind the camera. And so I said, yeah, I can maybe do that, like sign a contract with, one of those like the Voice show or American Got Talent or whatever. So I already got a seat waiting there for me with ABC. And NBC, like, oh, I already applied 10 years early or 20 years early. Or 22 years, or I don't know, but anyway. But anyway, it was a pleasure talking to you guys. I learned a lot, and I'm sure everyone did. Your responses both were very passionate, and it was very emotional, and it was very to the heart. Not only based on experience, but to the heart. And this is one of the main reasons I do this, because I don't do my interviews, like the typical. I don't know if you guys know. I don't do my interviews like, okay, live on the dance floor. It's Bob and Mary. It's salsa dance. No, it's in a quiet atmosphere, nice background, calm, because you don't know who's listening. These are the little ones, So I want, the point of doing this is to help people, and I'm all about helping people.
Very nice of you.
And what you guys said was tremendous help. That you said to everyone. Okay. I do plan to come say hello to you guys again when I come down. I always do when I come down. Give you guys a big Roswell hug. I plan to come sometime this winter. My plan, I have to double check with my mom, is to come maybe to Atlanta for a couple weeks because my family is there. And then sometime before Christmas or whatever, come down, say hello to everyone, and Miami and Hollywood and stuff. Do my Roswell rounds like Santa Claus do. Like I do every year, pop up and be like, hey, what's up? People will be like, Roswell? Yeah. So
yeah, and we have an open door, for you and anyone else if they want to contact us, they need any advice, they want to talk to us about the dance community, anything like that. We both have an open door.
Sure.
And
anytime,
to help anyone.
And people ask us all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we get messages, calls, a lot of people asking questions or advice. Somebody new that wants to start a new event. So we do get that all the time. But we look forward to seeing you soon, Roswell. And thank you so much on behalf of both of us for having us on your show, on your interview. And it was our pleasure to be here with you tonight.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. Thank you guys so much. Okay. And have a good night. And I'll see you guys when I come down.
Okay. Can't wait to see you.
Happy dancing.
Happy dancing.
Bye.
See you on the dance floor.